He is the 8-time Mr. Olympia, the cornerstone of Team BSN, and the winningest IFBB pro bodybuilder of all time. He is the legendary Ronnie Coleman. In 2006, camera crews followed Ronnie for nearly a year for an unprecedented look at the day-to-day life of this remarkable athlete. Since then, footage has been unseen and unreleased. Until now. This is Ronnie Coleman, the undiscovered footage. Ronnie, let's begin by talking about your career as a whole. What's been the most enjoyable aspect of your life over the past 20 years?
Probably over the last 20 years, probably I found my true calling in life, basically, because all this time that, I went to college, graduated with a degree in honors and thought, I was going to get this great cush job and be an accountant. And when that didn't work out, I thought maybe I'd get on the police department and work my way all up the ranks there and be one of the best police officers on the force there. But that wasn't my true calling in life. God has a purpose for everyone, but, we think that we're in control when we're really not. I kind of found out that God is in control, and pretty much He decides what He wants us to do in life. And it's up to us to find out pretty much what our true calling is, because a lot of people get their career and their calling mixed up. And I kind of fell into that trap a little bit along the way, because, once I got on with the police department, and I've been there for about 12, 13 years, and I like, okay, I got me a good career, and this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. All of a sudden, God steps in and says, oh, you Mr. Olympia, and that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to be known for, throughout your life. And that's when I found out what my true calling in life was.
In this game, only the strong survive.
And here we go!
You gotta be willing to fight to the end. That's why Syntha 6 is the official protein beverage of the UFC. So now, you can fight longer, stronger, you can fight harder.
The man who helped to bring us to where we are today is the new light heavyweight champion.
Syntha 6, the official protein beverage of the UFC.
Were there any major setbacks early on in your career, or did things come kind of fairly easily for you?
No, not really. There were. I couldn't say there were setbacks in my career early on, because, of course, I was training hard and I was doing okay in bodybuilding. I wasn't doing great, and I wasn't doing good. I started placing like third and fourth in about 1994, probably about my third or fourth year in bodybuilding. So I was still doing enough to get by, because I had a full-time job working for the police department. So I was never struggling. So there was really no setbacks to me, even early on, because I was still making a lot of money in bodybuilding, as far as compared to the salary that I was making at the police department. So I was still making money doing both, and I was doing very well in both. So, and I was still having fun. That's what it all boiled down to.
Being an 8-time Mr. Olympia must have some pretty cool perks. What has being so successful in bodybuilding brought to your life?
Being successful in bodybuilding has brought a lot of peace, joy, like one roller coaster ride, because a roller coaster for me is one of the most fun things you could be on, and that's my favorite ride at all the amusement parks. So bodybuilding has been pretty much a hobby. So, I just been having the time of my life the past couple of decades.
Let's go back to the 1998 Mr. Olympia, where you won the title for the first time. You stood on the stage with a man who had been dominating the Arnold Classic at the time, one of the all-time greats, Flex Wheeler. What did that moment mean to you when you defeated Flex and became the Mr. Olympia for the first time?
Oh, when that was the greatest euphoric moment in the world when they announced Flex Wheeler as second place in the 1998 Mr. Olympia, because, you know, even though I had done well in the earlier round and stuff, I never thought in a million years that I would still win, because I was never favored to win, because the year before I won, I got ninth. And, you know, all I wanted to do the next year was try to advance of ninth place. And first place was nowhere in sight, nowhere in my mind. I didn't care. As long as I just did better than ninth, you know, I'd have been the happiest guy in the world. But when he called me number one, I got hit with a ton of emotions right then and there, and I hit the floor. And it was, like I say, it was the greatest euphoric moment in my life today.
That's what makes you Mr. O. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't nothing going. Almost there, big boy. Whew.
Yep. Wait. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
We broke that. You in?
My second most favorite moment that I can think of right now is going to be in 1997, where we was on the most grueling European tour that I've ever experienced, ever been through in my whole entire life, and I don't think there's nothing that you can go through more grueling than that. When we had 7 competitions in 11 days in like, 7 different cities in Europe. We was in Spain, Italy, we're in Germany, we're in England, we're in Budapest, we're in Russia. We got like 2 hours of sleep a night. Some nights we got like 1 hour of sleep because right after the show, we had to go get something to eat, go back to the hotel, maybe get an hour of sleep, get up about 4 or 5 in the morning, and head to the airport to get a 7 o'clock flight to get to the next city we was going to. And that whole tour, I was getting like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place in every show. And the very last show, I'll never forget it. For the last 3 days on that tour, I couldn't sleep, and I had never in my whole entire life been in a place and in a time where I couldn't sleep 3 days in a row. And in that last show, I approached Kevin, because Kevin had won all 6 shows. And I was like, Kevin, how are you winning all of these shows? What are you doing? How are you staying so hard and how are you staying so lean? You know, we're doing all this traveling, we ain't getting no sleep, and you just coming in ripped and shredded every show. He said, come in my room. So I go to Kevin's room, and he pulls out a coffee cup, pours about a half a cup of coffee in there, and next thing I know, he reaches into the refrigerator and pours a whole bottle of, probably a vodka about this, it was just one of those small bottles of vodka about this tall, into the coffee and said, drink this. So I'm like, okay. I don't normally drink vodka, but Kevin said drink it, and he's been winning every show. So I drank it. And the very next day, you know, I get out of bed. Of course, I didn't sleep. I just laid down there and tried to sleep the best I could. I get out of bed, and I'm ripped to shreds. You know, I'm looking like Kevin. So we go to the show, and judges start calling me out, you know, in front of Kevin and stuff, and up there with Kevin. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I must look really good. So the next thing you know, I win the show. And this is after Kevin had won all 6 shows. This was the last show, and I'm getting 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and I just win the show out of nowhere. And that was probably the second most euphoric moment of my career.
Come on, come on, come
Hey,
on.
wait.
Ain't done.
Got to get geek.
Alright. I bet you won't be. Let's go.
Ah! No!
Go.
Ah! Ah!
Come on.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Come on. 11. Come on. Six, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You've been so successful, obviously, throughout your career, but was it tough to find balance in other areas of your life since you reached such a height of success in bodybuilding?
No, not at all, because once I found out what my true calling was and what I was put here on earth to do, I was the most comfortable person in the world, and I had the greatest life of all. So, you know, that was my balance right there, because I knew what I was supposed to do in life, and I was comfortable with what I was doing. I was having the time of my life, and I was having the most fun I've ever had in my whole entire life. So, you know, that was my balance right there, just knowing what my purpose was in life.
In 2006, you competed for your 9th consecutive Mr. Olympia title, finishing second to Jay Cutler. Now, some would say you never should have lost that night. Taking nothing away from Jay, I know you respect Jay, but do you still feel you were the better man that night?
As far as 2006 goes, the guy that won that night, if you want my opinion of it, the guy that won that night shouldn't have won. I think I should have won that night, and that's always been my view on that, and that's probably always going to be my view on that. I won 8 in a row and hadn't too much change with, you know, my physique. Maybe I was just maybe a tad bit not as sharp as I was the year before, but, you know, I was still my same old self. There's no doubt in my mind I was a far better man that night. far better the man that night in 2006.
Can you take us back to the 2006 Mr. Olympia?
2006, okay.
Ronnie looked awesome. Why do you think the judges placed him second?
The 2006 Mr. Olympia is the very first Mr. Olympia I've ever been to. I'm sitting in the waiter booth, you know, enjoying myself, you know, alcohol, induced enjoyment, drinking a little bit, eating, you know, looking down, saw Ronnie come out as Moses, was like, oh man, this is all him. And then when the call came, you know, I was like, whoa, did I just see that? You know, that kind of inspired me to be a bodybuilder in a lot of ways. It motivated me, because when you see somebody that's so great and so magnificent actually, you know, not do what you expect him to do, I'm not saying that he should have lost, by no means. I thought he probably should have won that night. But just to see that, it was like, what? Anything's possible. Do I have a favorite Ronnie moment? I like Ronnie in the gym. That's my favorite Ronnie moments. Anytime Ronnie's in the gym, he's enjoying it. He's being quirky. He's, you know, he got all his sayings. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, you know.
Yeah, buddy.
Come on.
Hey, wait.
You know, all that kind of stuff. You know, I like when Ronnie's in his element. You know, he can just be Ronnie. So, you know, he keeps you laughing. You know.
She didn't let herself get bumped around on the boat. No, she slept nice and secure in a special compartment. Because you see, she was a Chiquita then, and she wanted it.
Pulling out confident, and you two things make conditions perfect, and all of a sudden you wake up one morning and you come out.
The ultimate equipment website, Dicas. Tennis equipment at guaranteed lowest price.
Step the first serve went right into the body.
For this tournament, it was 12,700. Added up to 150 lost. It was like a clean.
2ATPtennis.com and Tennis Warehouse. Of course, you went on to win the Mr. Olympia many more times with an unprecedented 8 consecutive victories, a distinction that's held by only one other man, and that's Lee Haney. What are your thoughts on Lee, and in your view, what has he meant to the sport of bodybuilding?
I always tell people that Lee Haney is by far the greatest bodybuilder of all time. And I always say that because, you know, Lee, in this era, you know, he had all these guys to deal with, and all these guys, you know, were like on his heels. He had like different guys, you know, whereas I only had a couple guys, you know, that would try to, you know, take the title away from him. But Lee, he stayed strong, got better and better, got stronger and stronger. You know, he kept his family life together. And people don't know that bodybuilding is a real tough sport. And you got wife and kids. You got to keep happy. You're trying to keep yourself happy. You got to concentrate. You got to stay focused on, you know, what you got to do and all this kind of stuff. So I always say, Lee by far, the greatest ambassador this sport's ever had, because the Lee kept everything together. He was always cool, calm, collective. Always stayed in control. Always took charge of all the situations he was in. He was always a great ambassador for the sport. He was always out there, you know, doing stuff for the sport of bodybuilding, trying to make it a better sport, trying to bring it all over the world and make it, you know, make the awareness of bodybuilding that much more recognized than it was. And he did a real great job at it. And at the same time, you know, he kept his family together, he kept his wife happy, kept his kids, and all that stuff happened. He was a great man of faith, and by far, ain't nobody come close to him.
In this game, only the strong survive.
And here we go!
You gotta be willing to fight to the end. That's why Syntha 6 is the official protein beverage of the UFC. So now, you can fight longer, stronger, you can fight harder.
The man who helped to bring us to where we are today is the new light heavyweight champion.
Syntha 6, the official protein beverage of the UFC. Lee Haney versus Ronnie Coleman in their prime. Who's better and why?
See, Lee was better in his prime, and I was better in my prime. When Lee was competing, could nobody out there touch Lee, and Lee was unbeatable for those 8 years that he won in a row. Back that up, reverse it. Same with me. When I was competing, I was unbeatable. Could nobody out there hang with me, not even Lee. So in his prime, Lee was the best of all time. In my prime, I was the best of all time. Nobody was better in their prime as far as I'm concerned. When Lee was competing, bodybuilding wasn't as advanced as it is now, so it's kind of hard to put us each in our own prime. I can only say that maybe if Lee could have came over to my prime and took the same advancement that I took, he probably could have beat me. So he could probably would have been that much better than me. But if you want to take me back to Lee's prime, I don't think I could have hung with Lee, no matter what you would have gave me, because he was way, way, way ahead of the curve on everybody.
I think Ronnie really revolutionized the sport of bodybuilding as far as bringing size and conditioning all in one package. Because when Ronnie came in, I mean, like he said, it was just huge, but he also had the separation, the detail that some of the more bigger guys lacked. Ronnie's best attribute, I mean, when I look at Ronnie, I see everything. I mean, he had the legs, he had the back, I mean, the arms, the chest. I mean, to me, it was everything. And I guess that's why he was Mr. Olympia for 8 years in a row. It's been a real honor for me to be able to, I guess, hang out with Ronnie and train with him sometimes and see him at the shows. And he talks to me, you know, because back in the day, you know, I used to look up to him and, you know, oh, Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia, you know, I mean, he was the man. And so it was awesome to be able to finally talk to him and meet him and, like I said, go to shows or events with him and be at his house and train. And like I said, he's always been cool to me, gave me advice, and he's just a good person.
Oh my goodness gracious. Ronnie Coleman. He's been around years and years. I mean, Ronnie was on the covers of magazines when I was just reading about competing in fitness and figure. So Ronnie's at a different level. He's an icon. He was one of those people that was actually born to do what he's doing. People do all these things to their bodies to try to make themselves into the perfect X-frame bodybuilder, whereas Ronnie was born that. Look at him. I mean, he works hard. Have you ever seen Ronnie? Watching Ronnie train in the gym will bring tears to your eyes. The man is amazing. But his body was made to form itself into that shape. He's absolutely the quintessential X-frame bodybuilder. He's dedicated, and he's also very sweet. He's a big, huge guy. When you see him, he's kind of intimidating because he has that look on his face. And people are afraid to go up to him. But then when you talk to him, he's pretty much either laughing at you or laughing at someone standing behind you, for the most part. I always think he's laughing at me, but no, he's usually laughing at the person behind me, I think. He's a really nice guy.
A little bit. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You've announced recently that you'll be competing at the 2010 Mr. Olympia. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but right now I want to get your thoughts on the men you'll be competing against. Who impresses you right now as the toughest competition out there?
Well, right now, there's really nobody that really kind of like stands out in the game of bodybuilding right now. You got like several people that can win the Mr. Olympia on any given day. You got Dexter, who won last year. You got Jay, who won, year before last. You got Kai Green, who's up and coming. You got Victor Martinez, who's, just as sharp as any of those guys that I just mentioned. You got Tony Freeman, who's a big guy that's, tall guy that kind of like towers over the guys I just mentioned that has a lot of muscle, who also is up and coming and getting better year by year. So there's really no one guy who stands out among all the other guys. So there's really nobody that's kind of like dominating no one right now. So if I was to come back, I'd be worried about all those guys I just mentioned.
I've been staying busy?
A little bit.
A little bit.
That taking it easy is about to end, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You fixing to get out of Monday?
Yeah. Charger. There's several different choices right there. There's the mesh, and there's there. This is cut. This was a cutout. This is using your factory grill, and then this here is a billet with a frame around it.
That one I like.
You like that one?
Yeah.
I got 4 of those in stock.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
That'll work.
Okay. Installed is about $219, $229, something like that.
My gift.
Do what?
My gift.
It's your gift. He's paying.
I guess. Hey, there you go. You paying now? That'll work.
No, we just need to get the car in and get it after it.
Hey, what do I do with my key?
Well, I don't know.
I'm down here at your place. I'm trying to get some parts put on the car. I'm at the shop, yeah. Where you at? Yeah. Yeah.
These guys get pictures of that Hummer with the 28s?
Yeah.
I went to a Ranger game last night, and I always talk to some Arlington cops at that hotel right by the stadium.
Yeah.
Player State.
Yeah.
3 of them knew you last night. One guy's going to call you and get some autograph pictures to send another cop at Shreveport.
Oh, yeah?
Man, Ronnie still come in your store. I said, hell, every week. They said, I saw them 28s. I said, don't bring that.
This summer?
Yeah. Getting busier. Going to Hong Kong on the 2nd, start importing our own wheels.
Oh, yeah? I was down there about 10 years ago.
It's a long flight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody told me they love Hong Kong.
Yeah, you like it. You like it. Yeah,
you might have to get you a bigger camera if you plan on getting him in the screen. That's a big boy right here. You don't fit him in a little lens. You need one of them big 110-inch widescreen. Big.
Like it? It's gonna look nice when they get the hood screws on.
That look good, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Oh, you got it.
They ain't rip you off, did they?
Nice.
Yeah, hold on.
You like that with it or without?
A little bit bigger. Inside of the front door, there's a Escalade. Take off the Escalade logo.
If I were to ask you right now, how confident are you right now that you can step on that stage and get that record-breaking 9th Mr. Olympia title? How confident are you that you can win?
Oh, I'm like 100%, 1,000% confident that I can win the Olympia in 2010. Only thing about it is 2010 is not here yet, so I don't know what's going to happen between now and then. So I can't say whether or not that I'm going to be ready for the show until that time comes around, because we got almost another whole year and anything can happen between now and then. But for right now, yes, I'm like 100% sure I can do the show and win it.
In this game, only the strong survive.
And here we go!
You gotta be willing to fight until the end. That's why Syntha 6 is the official protein beverage of the UFC. So now, you can fight longer, stronger, you can fight harder.
The man who helped to bring us to where we are today is the new light heavyweight champion.
Syntha 6, the official protein beverage of the UFC. Are you changing up anything in particular right now in your training to prepare for that?
Yeah, my training has evolved a little bit because I'm not as strong as I used to be and not as young as I used to be. I can't train like I used to train. I got to make a few adjustments here and there, but I still got the same physique that I used to have. Probably not as much thickness, but you know, for me to come down to the level, to the guys that I'd be competing against, I think I could muster up enough to go ahead and give them a run for the money and win the show.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Let's talk about your health going into the competition. How do you feel now? Any old injuries that are acting up? How do you feel overall?
Back then, of course, it's been a couple of years since I competed, so I've had a ton of time to, you know, heal up all the injuries that I had back then. So I'm right now, I'm like completely in 100% injury free right now.
1, 15.
Good job, baby.
Big boy. Ain't nothing. Lightweight. Lightweight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Lightweight. I used to mess with girls bigger than that. That's why I got a long back. Go, big boy! Yeah, geez! Lightweight!
Ronnie, let's talk about the future. Recently, you announced you'll be competing at the 2010 Mr. Olympia. You haven't competed at the Olympia since 2007. Now, some would say, why come back now? You've got nothing to prove. What do you say to that?
Well, I don't really have anything to prove in the sport of bodybuilding because I've already proven what I've proven and done what I've done, and everybody already know what that is, so you know, I don't have to go ahead and say it. But you know, to me, bodybuilding has pretty much always been, like I said, a hobby for me. So if I'm coming back because I want to have some fun. I want to do this. I want to get up on stage for myself. And of course, if I'm going to get up on stage, I'm always looking to win. I'm always thinking in my mind that I can win. So I'm not going to be coming back just to be getting up on stage having fun. I'm coming back, get up on stage and win. So if I'm coming back, you know, I'm coming back with a vengeance.